Smile. Before that, a world showbiz exclusive for you. She rarely sings live anymore, but for your ears only, coming up, Annie Lennox at the piano belting, and I mean belting out one of her most famous tunes.
Recorded last night at a tiny gig in Mayfair, the voice that has lent itself to campaigning of late is back. A new single next month, a new album in November, and a new passion, it seems, for her first calling, singing.
I was lucky enough to hear that spine-tingling voice in person. Let me share.
You
should explain the festive twinkly sparkly going on at the end of September.
I know, I thought it was September.
It's your fault.
Well, I know it's my fault. I'm really, really sorry about that. But actually, I've been involved with Christmas since October of last year, because I started recording my Christmas album that's coming out in November of this year, in October of last year. So I've been singing Christmas carols at all kinds of really weird times of the year. That's all I've been listening to. So for me, it's no big deal that it's Christmas today in September.
You'll get to December and be like, no more.
So, but enough.
Do it. It's a beautiful title. I can't pronounce it. The people around here are kind of saying it's that this way or that way. So you tell me, what's the title?
Well, I can't say that I'm an expert in the field of pronunciation of words, but the title of the album that I've just made is called A Christmas Cornucopia. So I don't know if you say cornucopia.
This is the debate.
So it's either you say new or cornucopia. That's quite good, actually. It's been one of the most enjoyable recording experiences that I've had. It really has been a delight. And I think, actually, you can, when you listen to the music, you can really feel that. There's a lot of celebration in it. And it's very touching because it goes back. There's a certain nostalgia to it. But at the same time, I think the overall style and approach is quite contemporary.
While her fans will be celebrating her return to the stage, Annie Lennox campaigner is still going strong, now in her new role as HIV ambassador for London. So how did that come about?
I met Boris Johnson at a dinner, and I approached him and I said, could you make me... It's an odd question, I know. Could you make me an ambassador? Because I think that the platform has gone away. I think that AIDS is still here. You know, I come from that sort of 80s generation where people were devastated. I mean, I had a friend who was a makeup artist who lost 12 friends in a year. It was, people were falling.
And that was normal at that time.
Yeah, and there was, you know, they didn't have access to the antiretroviral drugs that we have now. The tragedy is that, you know, a lot of young people are very complacent about it, and they're living with very risky behaviour. And we do need to start to address it again.
What about the future then? Because you're dipping your toe into politics. Can we see Annie Lennox on a bigger political stage in future? And why not? Why not?
No, I'm not a politician. I'm an artist. I'm a creative person. And I have autonomy. I have the freedom of speech. There is no political party behind me telling me this is our party line and you have to stick to it. No matter what you think, you stick to that line. I say something from my heart and my intellect. I say my truth. It's not what everybody agrees with. And they don't have to hear what I have to say. I'm fortunate in you giving me a platform now to talk about these things. But I think these are issues that affect everybody in actual fact.
One woman, two passions, campaigning and her first love, singing. And the proceeds to her first single from her album will go to her HIV/AIDS Foundation. It's out on October the 12th. Sorry you couldn't hear any of the festive offerings we were talking about, but I thought you might think it was a little early for Silent Night.
Feels like we're heading into a bleak midwinter already. Robin is here now with the weather. Are you an Annie Lennox fan?
Well, I know you. I mean, I think she's got the most extraordinary voice, and weirdly enough, I'm reading an autobiography of a guy at the moment who was responsible for an awful lot of her videos when she was with the Eurythmics. So, strange enough, I feel like I know her already. Be afraid, Annie, be very afraid. Here's the full weather picture.